Hi folks, and welcome to Investor Search tutorial number 1 on the Investor Search dashboard. How to use Investor Search, how to navigate around the dashboard, and to use all those great filters and search tools to find real estate for sale across Australia and New Zealand. So we're going to go to the Real Estate Investar Search website and go into Investor Search. So come along, check it out, and I'll show you how it all works. So here we are inside Investor Search, looking at the Investor Search dashboard. You'll just see before we jump into that, right now there's 612,676 properties for sale across Australia. What we can do in Investor Search is we can turn on the dashboard by grouping or by category. So I'm going to turn on all of the dashboard filters right now. I'll start from the top left corner under strategies and explain to you how strategies work. What we have got in Investor Search is a great collection of property investment strategies, and we've put together underneath each of those strategies a number of phrases or keywords that describe the types of real estate or appear in the listing descriptions of the types of real estate for sale that fit these strategies. So let's have a look at it as an example. Let's have a look at positive cash flow. So if we were to search for positive cash flow real estate, the types of keywords or phrases that an agent's going to advertise in the description are going to be things around yield, things around cash flow, things around double income, dual income, granny flat, high cash flow, high income, positive cash flow, that kind of stuff. So if we literally select these phrases, keywords, and did a search, then every type of property across Australia that has those phrases or keywords appearing in the description is going to come up in the listing results in Investor Search. So I'm going to come back to how we apply the keyword strategies in some later tutorials. I just want to show you how the dashboard works right now and the types of filters that are available. So we can move from there. We can look for discounted property. You can see there's a number of phrases or keywords: bargain price, below valuation, cheapest, discounted, distressed, forced sale, that kind of stuff. So all in all, 195 keywords or phrases in Investor Search. Under finance, we've got things like no money down, ownable finance, vendor finance, low deposit, no deposit, that kind of stuff. Under renovation, of course, renovation, renovator, do up, add value, that kind of thing. Under subdivision, we're then able to search for real estate across Australia with all of the subdivision phrases and keywords like dual frontage, dual driveway, subdivision, that kind of stuff. If we go into strata title, if we're looking to strata title a block of units, there's a number of phrases that appear there. Underneath the unit title for New Zealand investors, the same sort of thing as strata title in Australia, the ability to look for blocks of units on a single title and convert them to individual unit or strata titles depending on which country you're in. If you're looking for off the plan real estate, again a number of keywords or phrases that will help you to locate those types of properties. And under development, of course, one of the key areas that developers find extremely useful, they can now look for DA approved, development opportunity, development potential property across Australia at the push of a button. So that's how the strategy phrases work. If we were to use the keyword section, we can then do things such as look for waterfront property. We can put waterfront property in there and either search for individual words, individual phrases, or words, things like that. We can exclude words or phrases, so if we want to make sure that when we're looking for waterfront property that we don't want property where it says easy stroll to the waterfront, then we can exclude that kind of phrase out of the results. So if we move to the right now, we've got the standard ability to be able to search by region, by state, by suburb, or look at multiple suburbs simultaneously just by holding down the control key and highlighting those. Advanced searches by location allow us to narrow the results down to the listing site that they appear upon. So of course, Investor Search downloads the listings of all of the major websites across Australia each week, but you can filter out the results to just one particular listing site if you so wish. With the population filters, what that allows you to do is to filter out results where the population is below a desirable level. So this is a filter that allows you to avoid ending up with property in one-horse towns, one-industry towns, by being able to say, only show me property that sits within a postcode that has a population of at least 10,000 people. So that's how we use that. Of course, we can search by postcode, we can search by suburb, we can start typing in our own suburb if we're not sure of the exact spelling, and Investor Search will pull up individual results that allow us to do some searches like that and select suburbs in that manner. One of the other things that's quite helpful is the ability to do a radius search. So we can search for, let's say, any property that's within 2 and 6 kilometres of postcode 2000 in Sydney. So if you can imagine a circular type search that allows us to pick a radius or a distance from a postcode and search in a circular radius around that particular postcode itself. So if we come down now, we leave the location advanced dashboard and come down to property specifics, we can see we can search just all the regular type stuff by dwelling type, by price band, minimum price, maximum price, bedrooms, bathrooms, that kind of thing. We can also search by minimum land area. That's helpful if we're looking for larger blocks of land, land where there's development or subdivision potential. And we can also filter the maximum listing age so that we're only seeing property that's listed on the market the last 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, etc., etc. So we can use the filter for that sort of thing. When we move over to the suburb statistics area, these bands and filters are particularly useful. They allow us to filter the results by the minimum and maximum percentage of the median price in that particular suburb at a bedroom and dwelling type level. So what does that mean? Well, let's say in a given suburb, to make it easy to calculate, that the median listing price for 3-bedroom houses is $100,000. By setting these filters at 50 to 100% of the median, that ensures that all properties that are for sale in that particular suburb at between $50,000 and $100,000, if the median was $100,000, only those results would display. So quite a useful filter, particularly for narrowing out or finding property on the market below the median listing price. That's the median listing price, and we talk about the median listing price being, you take all of the properties for sale on the market right now, say there's 100 properties in a given suburb. If we pick property number 50, the property in the middle, if we're sorting them from highest to lowest, that's how we'd calculate a median listing price. So when we move down to rental yields, what Investor Search allows us to do is filter out results within suburbs where the yields in a suburb are above a certain level. So let's say we take 5% for example, then Investor Search is only going to display results where the rental yields at a suburb level are above 5%. Kind of helpful if you're looking for higher yielding locations. We can also filter by minimum sales growth, so again if we're only interested in locations where they've grown 5 or 10% in the last 12 months, we can filter our results on that basis, and that's kind of helpful as well. And lastly, over here on the right, this allows us to use what we call our positive cash flow finder. This allows us to filter out individual properties advertised for sale across the country right now, where the asking rent, or sorry, the current rent or the potential rent that's advertised with the specific property, when we divide that into the asking price, we can actually calculate the yield of that property right now that's on the market, the yield at the asking price. So that's a helpful filter that allows us to filter out property for sale where the yields have already been calculated at an individual level. And one of the things our investors find helpful is being able to find a couple of hundred positive cash flow properties straight off the bat. So in addition to the dashboard filters, one of the other things we have as a feature is some pretty intelligent sorting ability of the results. So we can see here we can sort by most keywords in a result, we can sort by lowest median percentage, we can do the traditional low to high by listing price, we can sort by land area, postcode. When we do a radius search, we can filter the results by the distance from the postcode. So if we're looking in a 2 to 6 kilometre radius, then all of the properties that are closest to that 2 kilometre radius will display first. We can filter alphabetically by suburb. We can filter by the listing date. This is a really helpful feature. You won't find the listing date of a property in a normal listing site, because we capture that date when we import the property into Investor Search. We can then tell you how long it's been on the market. So that's kind of helpful as well. And there's some other filters you can use there around median rental price and potential yield and stuff like that. So that's the filter tutorial for the dashboard. If you're excited about finding out more about Investor Search, this revolutionary new technology that's changing the way New Zealand and Australian investors find property, why don't you come and join us at investorsearch.com for one of our free 1-hour webinars where we show you all of the strategies, all of the tools, all of the ways you can use Investor Search to find real estate for sale all over New Zealand, all over Australia. So come along, book now. We run them every couple of weeks. Go to investorsearch.com, register now for a great webinar, and we'll share the tips, the tools and the strategies with you.